What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the June 7th edition of the Bet Pro video. I am your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And we have a bunch of MLB games tonight, in addition to Game 3 of the NBA Finals between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. We are going to walk through the Bet Pro model, trying to find the best prop bets that we can for both MLB and NBA tonight. If you're not familiar with this tool, it is a projections-based prop betting tool. So essentially, we are taking our NBA and MLB DFS projections, the same ones that we use to have success in that space, and we're applying them to the lines that are available at a variety of books. You can see listed here across the top of the model. We also have a tab, a best bets tab, where you can very quickly see the best bets across the industry. And so we're going to walk through some of those. But first, make sure that you are subscribed to the Odd Shopper YouTube channel and make sure that you hit the thumbs up button below the video. It helps us out quite a bit. Now, starting with BetMGM for MLB, we have John Gray under 6.5 total strikeouts at the top tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals. He projects for 5 strikeouts at minus 160. That gives us a 69% chance of winning and a 12% expected return. Now, we have seen John Gray's strikeout numbers increase over his last handful of starts after a very slow start to the season. They've been much more in line with his season-long numbers recently, and we should expect that to continue. But it is still a relatively difficult matchup against the St. Louis Cardinals. They're not the easiest team to strike out. They do have quality hitters in their lineup. And so Gray does project to go under the 6.5 total strikeout number. On Caesars, we have Ronel Blanco over 3.5 total strikeouts at the top tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays. Very difficult matchup for him, but he's getting the start, and he should be able to throw enough pitches that he gets more than 3.5 strikeouts. He does have solid strikeout stuff. The biggest question is just, how deep into the game is he able to last against a very talented Toronto team? But we project him for 5.2 strikeouts, which gives us a 69% chance of winning and a 9% expected return at the minus 169 number here on Caesars. On DraftKings, Blanco again at the top at minus 165. So if you have the ability to bet Blanco's strikeouts on either DraftKings or Caesars, you should take it on DraftKings since it's a slightly better price. Next, we have Trey Turner under 1.5 total bases tonight against the Detroit Tigers at minus 130. He projects for 1.4, which gives us a 63% chance of winning and an 11% expected return. And finally, wrapping things up on FanDuel with Corbin Burnes under 6.5 total strikeouts tonight against my Baltimore Orioles at plus 120. Burnes' strikeout numbers have been lower than usual this year. It is likely that you will see him rebound since we have a pretty long track record of Burnes being a good starting pitcher, but strikeout percentage is a number that stabilizes pretty quickly. And so far this year, he has only struck out 22.8% of the hitters that he has faced. So we do like the under here. He projects for 6.1. And again, we're getting plus money at plus 120. So we have a 52% chance of winning and a 16% expected return. Now, before we recap the MLB bets that we just talked about, we are offering 75% off of your first month using BetPro. That's $24.95 for your first month. Less than $1 a day gets you access to this tool, which you can use to quickly find the best player props available. You can shop across books. You can just sort and look by one book if you're only looking to bet on one specific sports book. There's a lot of ways that you can utilize this to save yourself time and make yourself more money going forward. We think you'll like it and you'll stick around. Hopefully it pays for itself during your first month. It's less than $1 a day, gets you access to this tool. And for as long as the NBA finals are going on, you will also have access to the NBA side of the model. So to maximize your value, sign up sooner rather than later. Now, to recap the MLB bets we just talked about, on BetMGM, we're going under 6.5 total strikeouts for John Gray against the Cardinals. On Caesars, over 3.5 total strikeouts for Ronel Blanco against the Blue Jays. On DraftKings, under 1.5 total bases for Trey Turner. And on FanDuel, under 6.5 total strikeouts for Corbin Burnes. Now, we are going to flip over to the NBA side. Obviously, bets are typically going to be a little bit more limited, a little bit more harder to find right now in the NBA since there is only one game going on. But we'll take a look at what's available, starting with BetMGM. And at the top, we have Nikola Jokic over 11.5 rebounds tonight at minus 135. He projects for 13.4, which gives us a 59% chance of winning and a 4% expected return. On Caesars, we are looking at the under 6.5 points for Kevin Love at minus 103. He did start last game for Miami. Miami won. I expect him to remain in the starting lineup, but it's still relatively unlikely that he closes, and his minutes are still probably going to be somewhat limited. So we have him projected for 6.5 points. The line is 6.5 at -103. Gives us a 55% chance of winning and an 8% expected return. On DraftKings, Jimmy Butler under 1.5 threes at -205. As good a scorer as Butler is, he's not much of a three-point shooter, and I don't mean that in the sense that he can't make them. He typically doesn't even take that many of him. So he's projected for 0.6 three-pointers tonight, gives us a 70% chance of winning and a 4% expected return. And finally, on FanDuel, Kevin Love, again, under 7.5 points here at -136, gives us a 62% chance of winning and an 8% expected return. Now, before I recap the bets that we just talked about, if you have not already signed up and deposited at any of the books mentioned or listed in the video, and you're looking to do so, check the pinned comment below this video. It has links, sign-up bonuses for all of these books. Not only is that going to put money in your pocket right out of the gate, it's going to allow you to grow your bankroll better over the long term because you can shop lines, you can use the best bets tab effectively, and while it may not seem like much, if you're consistently getting the best price on the bets that you're making, it is going to add up over time. It is going to give you more money. It's very difficult to profit as a sports bettor. Prop bets, obviously, a little bit easier than if you're just betting game lines and stuff like that. But either way, take advantage of these offers because allowing yourself to bet the best prices is just going to make you more money in the long run. Now, to recap, starting on BetMGM, we're going over 11.5 boards for Nikola Jokic. On Caesars, under 6.5 points for Kevin Love, under 1.5 threes for Jimmy Butler on DraftKings, and under 7.5 points for Kevin Love on FanDuel. That's all I have for you today. Good luck on your bets. Enjoy tonight's baseball games. Enjoy tonight's finals game. And thanks for checking out the video.